Hello and welcome to another episode of Stunt Bunny Gaming. I highly doubt that you haven't heard of the ridiculously famous and popular Pokemon franchise, which has spawned numerous sequels, an anime, plush toys, trading cards. This has to be one of the most legendary franchises in history, with a huge, massive, die-hard collection of followers.
The Pokemon franchise has never been bigger, with more events than ever for the obnoxiously popular mobile game Pokemon Go, the releases of Pokemon Ultra Sun and Pokemon Ultra Moon, a potential Pokemon RPG for the Nintendo Switch, and a 3DS game called Detective Pikachu where Pikachu speaks normally with a super deep voice. Nintendo and the Pokemon Company are continuing their unstoppable conquest of the gaming world.
Pokemon is also recognized as very kid-friendly. Or is it?
This franchise has some dark secrets of its own, some mysteries that certainly were not contrived with children in mind.
This Stunt Bunny episode will reveal these secrets and explain their significance in the Pokemon franchise.
Pokemon are well known for their unique powers and abilities, which are typically denoted by their type. As of Generation 7, there are 18 types, sometimes referred to as elements. For example, Pikachu is an electric-type Pokemon. Each type has a massive host of specific movesets. For example, a few of Pikachu's moves include Thundershock, Iron Tail, Volt Tackle, and Breakneck Blitz. However, this is where things get sort of dark. Some Pokemon, particularly those classified in more mysterious types, have dangerous, gruesome powers that could alter the entire history of the Earth or the human race.
The following Pokemon are not ones that you would want as traveling companions.
Houndoom. The fire it blasts from its mouth does more than hurt for an instant. It hurts for the rest of your life. Third-degree burns are painful, but imagine having to endure their pain for years on end.
The Houndoom is a very dangerous companion, and doesn't seem like it should be allowed for use in gym battles.
Spoink. This Pokemon doesn't necessarily have any dark powers, but its lifestyle is sad and depressing when you think about it. Spoinks bounce up and down to keep their heart pumping, so if they stop bouncing, their heart stops and they die. So essentially, if a Spoink faints during a battle, it dies. Could you live with that on your conscience as a trainer? Yamask. According to its Pokédex entry in Pokemon Black, Yamask carries around a mask wherever it goes. Doesn't sound so bad, right? Well, not until you hear that this mask used to be its face when it was a human. Sometimes the Yamask looks at it and cries, according to its Pokédex entry. Phantom, introduced in Pokemon X and Y. These are tree stumps possessed by the spirits of children who died in whatever forest the stumps came from. Mimikyu, from Sun and Moon. This little cutie attempts to imitate Pikachu in an effort to be loved by others, but it doesn't work very well, as can be expected. However, there's more to this sad Pokemon than what meets the eye. According to its entry, one Pokemon researcher saw what was underneath Mimikyu's rag, and was overwhelmed with terror, ultimately dying of shock. What horrific Pokemon could possibly look so terrifying that it would kill a grown man with just a glance?
I don't want to know, and neither would the 10-year-old children who play this game. So far, all of these Pokemon have merely had sad backstories or extremely dangerous powers. But what about Pokemon that can alter the entire history of the Earth, or end it entirely?
Yveltal, the mascot for Pokemon Y. According to its entry, when it dies, it sucks the life out of every living thing in the world, so it can become a cocoon and rebirth itself. Team Flare intended to capture this legendary Pokemon so they could use it to cause a complete extermination of all living creatures. Shadow Mewtwo. In Pokken Tournament DX, it can apparently destroy a huge portion of the Earth with a single attack.
So not only are there dark, exceedingly wicked Pokemon in these series, but there's also a very sad backstory behind these games, and it can be summed up in 3 words: the Pokemon Wars. This theory has been around for a while, and there's a lot of evidence for why it's true. Let's take a look at that evidence.
Firstly, you'll notice while playing the games and watching the anime that there is a distinct lack of adults. The majority of the population in the various towns consists mainly of children. Based off this, we could presume that many of the adults have gone off to war. Pokemon Wars.
The gym leaders are aware of this war, and some have even fought in it themselves.
In Fire Red and Leaf Green, the gym leader known as Lieutenant Surge tells about how his life was saved by an electric-type Pokemon in the war. Truly, that's straight out of the dialogue box. Clearly based off what this military-clad gym leader says, there was some sort of a war. But this quote has a bigger implication than what can be seen at first glance. This means that Pokemon are being used in this war. Pokemon, these small creatures that want nothing more than a peaceful life in their various habitations, are being forced into battle,
killing not only other Pokemon, but humans as well.
We see this when Lieutenant Surge goes on to say, "They zapped my enemies into paralysis." Not quite death, but paralysis is a major condition. And even if Lieutenant Surge's Pokemon didn't kill anyone in the moment when his life was in danger, there's no question that other Pokemon have. We've already seen some deathly powers and abilities that other Pokemon have.
Pokemon are being used as science experiments, expendable tools in battles, and gladiatorial entertainment.
The science part of it has been blown up into this huge, elaborate thing. Entire careers have been made out of it, developing Pokeballs, updating the Pokédex, inventing complicated classification systems, creating sophisticated incubators for eggs, and breeding Pokemon to create new, more powerful types. And to what end? For war and entertainment. The young characters of this franchise we know best are the next generation of Pokemon enslavers. Some of the more intelligent Pokemon, whose intelligence levels are near that of humans, willingly join in with these people and aid in their endeavors. This is possibly the cause of these wars.
And thus ends another episode of Stunt Bunny Gaming. Thanks for watching, please subscribe to the channel, please give this video a thumbs up, and all the other ones that I know that you'll be watching momentarily. And thank you again for watching, and I will see you again on the next episode of Stunt Bunny Gaming.
Farewell.